I'm sure that if you've played Minecraft in the past 6 or so months, you've probably heard of Netherite. It was one of the main new items of the 1.16 Nether update, and through a lengthy process, it can be combined with diamond items to make them Netherite items. Now, I'm not really here to talk about what Netherite is or what it does, but I want to talk about Netherite specifically on the Hive. In this video, I'm going to discuss all the times that we've seen Netherite in use on the Hive, and speculate a little bit about whether we'll ever see Netherite actually in use by normal players on the server. Before we do that, however, I'd just like to ask that if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe if you enjoy my content, that would be much appreciated. Now, enjoy the video. So it turns out that Netherite on the Hive hasn't even really been seen until fairly recently. Now, I'm absolutely sure that Hive staff and Hive developers have messed around with Netherite in private before, but it was only recently on December 21st, 2020 that we actually saw Netherite in use in public on the Hive. It was when one of my friends, MJ, was doing a charity stream on the Hive and did a 1v1 with the owner of the Hive, Clankstar. What MJ didn't know was that Clankstar actually gave himself full Netherite armor, and I'll just let his reaction speak for itself.
Wait, is he cheating?
Oh my god! Alright, well.
Oh my gosh, yes, Netherite! What? I wasn't ready! Dude, he has Netherite armor! What is happening? No, he's got a Netherite sword! I have a stone axe!
However, it turns out that snowballs on the Hive are also really good.
Oh, MJ, you got this.
Oh!
MJ's rolling him. MJ's rolling him. Come on.
Oh!
Nice chat. Here for MJ. $250 on the line.
Oh!
Give him the MJ Classic!
Yeah, he's flying.
What?
Delta Airlines.
He's weak!
Get him.
Let's go!
Now obviously Clankstar was playing at an inherent disadvantage here. He was on over 100 ping, playing in the middle of the night, and also playing against MJ, who was extremely good at the game. Still, it was really cool to see actual Netherite being used on the Hive in this way for the first time. Now, the next time that Netherite was shown on the Hive was actually just a few days later. It was one of my own experiences, and if you've seen my second channel video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. During the Hive Christmas giveaway stream with me, Pizzas, Dicey's, and Eclipse Jet, one of the Hive owners, Ajax, joined our game and asked if we wanted to do a Netherite 1v1. I'm not going to go too in depth with this one because I've already done a video highlighting pretty much all of it on my second channel if you'd like to go watch that, but I would just like to say that it was really cool to see firsthand what PvP in Netherite was like on the Hive. Now, the third and final time that we've seen Netherite on the Hive was when Evident was streaming on December 30th, 2020. He was doing some survival games customs, and Splodger, the Hive community manager, was joining his games and giving him random stuff like Nemo's. In one of those games, Evident was given a Netherite sword, and you can kind of guess what happened.
You guys want to die? Huh? Oh yeah. Oh yes. Death. Little did they know I have a Netherite sword. Oh, that guy is either super laggy or reaching. Oh boy. Wait, how are they? Oh wait, they have boosted health. That's why they're not dying. Yes. Everyone fear me. Fear me.
So, those were all the times that I could find that Netherite was publicly used on the Hive. Something to note, however, between all of those instances is that the person giving the Netherite specifically says something along the lines of, "This is just for fun, don't take any of this at face value and think that we're actually going to add Netherite in this state to the Hive." Them saying this is pretty unsurprising given the fact that there is no Netherite on the roadmap at the moment. However, the owner in my game, Ajax, said that he's sure that the Hive will find a use for Netherite eventually. So what if Netherite were to be added to the Hive in the future? What would it be like and how would it be implemented? Well, something you should know about Netherite is a thing that my comment section on my other Netherite video made sure to let me know about. It's the fact that Netherite armor has knockback resistance. If you have full Netherite on, you do not take as much knockback. I went and tested this in a private world, and it seems like you take about 50% less knockback with full Netherite on. It's also next to impossible to get a good combo on someone while they have full Netherite on, just because they don't take as much knockback and can just punch out of the combo. All in all, Netherite with knockback resistance would be devastating for Hive PvP since so much of it revolves around comboing. Again, my comment section made sure that I was aware of this, and to be quite honest, I agree with most of what they're saying. Ajax even said this, which is somewhat worrying for Hive PvP. Ajax said that, "Reminder, we don't implement knockback resistance yet. So, in the future, maybe there'll be knockback resistance with Netherite, which would be kind of overpowered." I think most can agree that knockback resistance on the Hive would suck for PvP, to be quite honest. However, you also have to wonder, how would Netherite armor even be implemented in some games? I would just like to say that all of this next part is just speculation, and don't take any of this actually seriously. This is just my thoughts on what might happen if Netherite was implemented. You only have 3 games out of the 7 core game modes that could even use Netherite armor because they're PvP game modes. However, in one of these game modes, Hive SG, the gear is so bare bones anyways that I don't think Netherite armor would really have a place in the game mode. You'd have to buff the entire loot tables just to make Netherite armor worthwhile, otherwise you'd make the game way more unbalanced than it already is. I just don't see Netherite armor really having a place in survival games at all. Treasure Wars would also be extremely awkward to implement Netherite armor in. In very few of mine, and probably most others' games, do you ever see anyone even buy diamond armor just because of how expensive it is, and so even if Netherite was introduced into Treasure Wars, you'd basically never see Netherite just because logically Netherite would be more expensive than diamond and no one buys diamond armor anyways. To even make Netherite a viable option in the game, you'd have to introduce more balance changes, which I think would hurt the game more than it would actually help. The one game mode that I could possibly see Netherite get implemented into is Skywars. I think introducing a whole new ore for Netherite to drop from would be a pretty dumb idea, but maybe having it as an item that drops very rarely from mystery chests or mid chests or something like that could be interesting. Another idea that I have for Netherite is that it could drop in place of protection diamond armor on Skywars, and here's why. A lot of texture packs don't really distinguish regular diamond and enchanted diamond very well, especially PvP texture packs, and so maybe adding Netherite, which somewhat matches the stats of protection diamond, could be a solution to that. That's pretty much all I've got for the PvP game modes that are currently on the Hive, and I don't really see any ways that Netherite could be implemented on the non-PvP game modes. I know there's talk of a mixed arcade game mode, and maybe that'll have a little bit of PvP in it or something, but I still don't really have any ideas about how Netherite could be used in that. And I know there's people who have asked for duels on the Hive, and maybe Netherite could be used in that. However, assuming that knockback resistance is applied, you'd have the same experience playing Hive Netherite duels as you would on CubeCraft using their scuff knockback in a duel. I just wouldn't see that many players having fun with it, to be quite honest. Either way, I'd like to think that we probably will see Netherite on the Hive for regular players to use in the next year or so. It's a core element of Minecraft at this point, and so I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be added eventually. Let me know in a comment your thoughts on the possibility of Netherite being available on the Hive, and tell me if you could see it being implemented in any other ways that are different from what I discussed already. With all that being said, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'd like to give a big shout out to both MJ Owns You and Evident for letting me use some of their footage in this video. Big shout out to the Hive staff for letting us try out Netherite on the server. I feel very privileged to be one of the first players to wear Netherite armor on the Hive. Also, as always, I'd love to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members who support me monetarily for $4.99 a month. Their names are displayed up on screen as a big thank you to all of their support, and if you'd like to support me in the same way, you can do so by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button or by clicking the members link in the description. Once again, big thank you to everyone who became a member. Also, big thank you to all of you who just constantly watch my videos. You guys seriously mean a lot to me, and I again feel very privileged to be in the position that I am as a content creator. Thank you so much for making this possible, and with that being said, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.